Can Serena Williams really make a comeback after 4 years? Few athletes in the history of sports have managed to leave a legacy as powerful as Serena Williams. For decades, her name was synonymous with excellence, determination, and dominance on the tennis court. Whether you followed tennis closely or only watched the biggest tournaments each year, chances are you knew exactly who Serena Williams was. Her impact stretched far beyond the sport itself, turning her into one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. With 23 Grand Slam singles titles to her name, Serena built a career that many experts consider one of the greatest in the history of professional sports. She inspired generations of players, broke records that once seemed impossible to reach, and consistently found ways to succeed under pressure. Every time she stepped onto the court, fans knew they were watching someone capable of making history. When Serena Williams stepped away from professional tennis in 2022, it marked the end of an era. Fans around the world reflected on her incredible achievements and celebrated a career that had influenced the sport for more than 2 decades. Yet even as people discussed her accomplishments, another question began to emerge. Would Serena Williams ever return? It's a question that continues to generate discussion among tennis fans, sports analysts, and casual observers alike. Whenever a legendary athlete retires, speculation about a comeback often follows. The greater the athlete, the greater the curiosity. In Serena's case, the idea of a return captures attention because of everything she accomplished during her career. Many people wonder whether someone with her competitive spirit could truly stay away from the sport forever. Others believe her focus has shifted completely toward family life, business ventures, and new opportunities beyond tennis. The truth is that nobody knows for certain. What makes the conversation interesting is that Serena Williams has never been an ordinary athlete. Throughout her career, she repeatedly accomplished things that others thought were impossible. She returned from injuries. She overcame setbacks. She handled enormous pressure. Time after time, she found ways to prove doubters wrong. Because of that history, many fans find it difficult to completely rule out the possibility of another comeback. At the same time, a return to professional tennis would present enormous challenges. Professional tennis is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world. Players compete at an incredibly high level, often facing opponents who are younger, faster, and actively competing throughout the year. Remaining competitive requires constant training, discipline, and preparation. For someone who has been away from full-time competition for several years, returning would require a tremendous commitment. Physical conditioning would likely be one of the biggest obstacles. Professional tennis demands endurance, speed, agility, balance, and explosive power. Athletes spend years maintaining these abilities. Even a short break can make returning difficult. After several years away from regular competition, rebuilding that level of fitness would require extensive preparation. Then there is the technical side of the game. Tennis may look simple from the outside, but competing at the highest level requires remarkable precision. Timing, movement, shot selection, and consistency all play major roles in success. The best players in the world practice these skills every day. Returning after an extended absence would mean rediscovering that competitive rhythm. It would also mean adapting to changes within the sport itself. Tennis never stands still. New players emerge. Strategies evolve. Competition becomes stronger. Every season introduces fresh challenges. A player returning after several years away would need to adjust to an environment that may look very different from the one they left behind. Yet physical preparation is only one part of the equation. Mental preparation could be equally important. Throughout her career, Serena Williams demonstrated extraordinary mental strength. She consistently performed under immense pressure and delivered remarkable performances on some of the sport's biggest stages. However, returning to professional competition after a long absence creates unique psychological challenges. There would be expectations. There would be scrutiny. Every match would attract attention. Every performance would be analyzed. Every result would become a topic of discussion. Handling that environment requires confidence, focus, and resilience. Of course, Serena has experience dealing with all of those things. If anyone understands pressure, it is Serena Williams. That experience is one reason why fans continue discussing the possibility of a comeback. They know she possesses qualities that helped her achieve greatness throughout her career. Another reason the speculation continues is Serena's enduring connection to tennis. Although she stepped away from professional competition, her passion for the sport has always been evident. Tennis has been a major part of her life since childhood. It shaped her career, influenced her identity, and provided countless memorable moments. For athletes who spend decades competing, the the competitive drive often remains even after retirement. The desire to challenge oneself does not simply disappear overnight. Many former athletes have spoken about missing the competition, the preparation, and the excitement of performing at a high level. That reality naturally fuels discussion about whether Serena might one day decide to return. At the same time, life outside tennis appears to be fulfilling. Serena has devoted significant time to family, business projects, and personal interests. Like many athletes after retirement, she has had opportunities to explore goals beyond professional competition. Balancing those priorities would play an important role in any decision regarding a return. Professional sports require enormous sacrifices. Training schedules are demanding. Travel can be exhausting. Competition consumes time and energy. Choosing to return would involve more than simply picking up a racket again. It would require a major commitment. That is one reason many analysts believe a comeback remains unlikely, even if it cannot be completely ruled out. The practical challenges are significant. The physical demands are substantial. The commitment required would be enormous. Yet sports history has taught us that unexpected things sometimes happen. Athletes occasionally return after long absences. Some do so successfully. Others simply return because they miss competing. Every comeback story is unique. And that is what makes the idea so fascinating. If Serena Williams ever chose to return, the story would immediately become one of the biggest topics in sports. Fans would follow every training update. Media coverage would intensify. Tournaments would attract additional attention. The excitement surrounding a potential return would be extraordinary. People would want to know whether one of the greatest players ever could once again compete against the best in the world. Even those who rarely watch tennis would likely pay attention. That level of interest speaks to Serena's influence. Few athletes possess the ability to generate that kind of attention years after stepping away from competition. Her legacy alone guarantees widespread interest in anything related to her future. Of course, there is also another perspective. Some fans believe Serena has nothing left to prove. After all, her accomplishments already place her among the greatest players in tennis history. Her records, championships, and achievements have secured her place in the sport forever. From that viewpoint, a comeback is unnecessary. Her legacy is already complete. Whether she ever plays another professional match does not change what she achieved. That argument is difficult to disagree with. Serena Williams has already accomplished more than most athletes could ever imagine. Her career inspired millions. Her influence extended beyond tennis. Her impact on sports culture remains significant. Regardless of what happens in the future, those achievements will remain. Yet the speculation continues because fans love comeback stories. There is something compelling about the idea of a legendary athlete returning to competition. It captures the imagination. It creates excitement. It encourages people to dream about what might be possible. For now, however, the reality is simple. There has been no official announcement confirming a return to professional tennis. The discussion remains largely speculative. Fans can debate possibilities, analysts can offer opinions, and commentators can make predictions, but ultimately the decision belongs to Serena Williams herself. Whether she chooses to return or not, her legacy remains secure. She changed tennis. She inspired future generations. She created unforgettable moments that will be remembered for decades. And if she ever does decide to make a comeback, it would undoubtedly become one of the most talked about stories in the sports world. Until then, fans can only wonder, could Serena Williams really make a comeback after 4 years? The answer remains uncertain. But one thing is absolutely certain. Her impact on tennis continues to be felt long after her final professional match. And that alone is a testament to the remarkable career she built. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.